You came here today to check your sensory because you've had some changes in it. So the plan is for today is I'm gonna place items in your hand and I'm gonna ask you to describe them, the material, the shape, how it feels, maybe the smell, anything you feel, just describe it and I will take notes about it. First of all, I'm gonna ask you to place it onto your head. Good job. And I'm gonna give you the first item. Please just place your hands out and tell me everything about it.
It's very squishy. It's almost sticky. I can hear like a rattle inside. And when I feel it a bit more, it's like there's a ball inside. Material is almost rubbery and a bit silicone. On top there's some spikes, but they're not sharp.
Great job. Do you have any idea what item it could be or what it could be used for?
Not with this shape. It's some kind of animal or creature, but by just feeling it and the materials and like the ball inside, it could be some kind of stress toy.
Great, good job. All right, I am gonna take it from you. And the next thing is coming.
So this is definitely a harder material, as it sounds quite hollow. I think it's just normal hard plastic.
Good job.
On top, it's got lots of buttons. And also a movable, I don't know what they're called, but...
And all the buttons feel the same material?
All plastic. That seems to be a cross, maybe?
Great. Yes, it is.
And then there's some over here which are just circular and they've got like a smoother and rounder button. And then at the top you've got some more buttons which are curved.
Yes. And what do you think, what it is?
By the way it sits in the hands, I think it's a controller.
Brilliant. Good job. Taking it. All right. The next thing is coming.
The material doesn't move.
Yeah.
It's quite scratchy and rough on this side, but then on this side it's all smooth.
Yeah.
The only thing is it's patterned. It's like you've got some sharp, sticky out bits, and you've got some dents. So you've got some rays and then some dents.
Really good.
And then the shape, you can really feel the pattern along the top, still rough, and it's quite sharp.
It is.
So for me, it's quite flat. And then as I get round it,
and what do you think? What it is?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
That's fine. It was a seashell.
Okay.
Okay, so the next item is coming.
Sounds very hollow inside. But straight away you can hear that it's almost like ceramic or china.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a toy or something you'd find. It's something that's bought at the shop.
So can you figure out the shape, what it could be?
It's quite circular, but then at the one end you've got like a small round bit, and it's got some detailing on it all around the sides as well, and at the back it kind of goes up. So you could.
And if you try, I'm gonna help you. Try to figure out this bit because that's the face. So maybe it helps a bit. What kind of face?
So you've got the ball and then you've got a sharper bit. It could be some kind of beak because you've got the tail as well. So, and then the detail on the side, which I can feel is all raised and a bit bumpy. Could be feathers.
Good.
And then you obviously got the tail.
That's an amazing job. Yeah, it was just a ceramic bird statue or decoration. The next item is coming.
Definitely feels more light and not as heavy as the other ones. It's more rough and scratchy. Can't feel anything on there.
Good.
There's nothing at the bottom, but at the top there's something else. There's lots of individual spikes.
And does it feel the same material as the bottom part?
No, these ones are more smooth. This is a hard plastic, this is a soft plastic, this one bends. And even though the tops are sharp, they bend. So it's... And then on the inside,
Yeah.
that's all rough.
It is.
So we've got a base which is a bit rough, nothing on the outside. In the middle, solid still, but rough and lumpy. And at the top, you've got some soft spikes, which are smoother. And they're varied, there's a variation of size. So I think this could be an artificial plant.
Yes,
Because
it
it's
is.
not heavy, it doesn't smell.
No?
It doesn't smell.
Great job. You're doing just really well. All right, the next item is coming.
So straight away I can hear that it's noisy, it kind of rattles. But where it's not squishy, I can't feel a rattle.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard plastic. And then as you go along, you can really feel there's different levels almost, different sections to it. But where it doesn't go apart and you can't get anything underneath it, it's not separate, it's just the details. It doesn't stretch, it just smells of plastic. But then at the end, you've got 3 spikes.
Count them
Four.
again.
4 spikes.
Yeah.
You've got 2 slightly longer ones. And as you feel those, they've got like balls on the end.
Great.
And then at the other one, they're just slightly smaller and there's nothing on the end of those ones. It just stops.
Good. And can you feel any other material than the hard plastic on that?
No.
Good job. Do you have any idea what it is?
Could be some kind of fidget toy maybe, where it's plastic and it's movable. But I don't know what it is specifically.
It is a fidget toy. Good. All right, the next item.
So it's definitely heavy. It feels... It's not smooth, but it's not lumpy, so it's just a bit rough. At the end, you've got a bit of a dent. I don't know whether that's a hole, but listening to it, it doesn't sound empty. It's like there's something inside. But the outer layer seems quite waxy.
Yeah.
And of the sound it's given off, I think it could be some kind of food. And by the way,
Can you
it's
smell
squishy.
anything?
It smells quite sweet. But there's only a hint of it where it's underneath the wax. It's quite big, so I don't think it's like a normal tangerine or orange, because they're quite small.
All right.
And it's not the same feel as an apple, because an apple's really smooth and it hasn't got a stalk. All it has is that, so I'm gonna guess this is some kind of grapefruit.
Brilliant. You're doing amazing. All right, I'm taking it. Okay, the next thing is coming.
Okay. So this one heavy, and it's got the hard plastic again.
Yeah.
It's fairly smooth, but it could be smoother. It doesn't feel lumpy, it's just almost a bit scratchy. Medium size.
Yeah.
And then at the top again, we've got some more spikes that vary in length again. There's no strong smell to it. Reminds you of the plant earlier, but it's slightly bigger.
Yeah, you are right. It's another artificial plant. You can give it back to me. All right. So the next item, just be really careful.
Okay, so we have two different materials here. One feels more solid and the other one feels more flimsy. This one, it's colder to touch.
That's amazing.
And this end seems more stronger, and this one sounds more hollow. The shape of it, this end almost gets skinnier.
Yeah.
And a little bit pointy than what it is at the base. And then this end, it's circular, and there's a bit more shape in towards the end.
Yeah.
They've got some holes. This is a thin outline. We've got some circular holes.
Yeah. So what is it?
I think because of the shape of it, it's like a miniature pair of scissors. Maybe a bit like crafting scissors.
Great. You are right. All right. So the next item.
So first of all, I'm noticing that it's very soft, but also very flexible. On one side, it's again got those different kind of layers. And it's like up, down, up, down, up, down.
Correct.
It's quite small, and the shape of it, it's got a curved side and then a straight down flat. The only smell is a bit plasticky, so that's definitely silicone.
It is.
But then in this side, there's a hole.
Do you have any idea what this item could be used for?
Not really.
It's a brush cleaner thingy that you can pull your put your fingers on, and then you can just wash your brush on it. I'm gonna take it. All right. So So the next item is this one.
So it's got two different materials. This side is completely smooth.
Yeah, can you guess the material?
It sounds hollow, so it's not metal, but it feels too strong to be a plastic.
Yeah.
I don't know what material that could be, but on this side there's some sharp, spiky bristles, because the way they're all clustered together. And then as I go down, there's an elongated bit, which could be a handle. So just by the shape of it, the circular shape, the flat back, and then bristles, I'd say this could be a hairbrush.
Brilliant. Good job. All right, the next item.
So this one's quite small. It's got a little rattle to it, but it's not a loud enough rattle for it to be inside it. So I think it's just like a loose part of it that's wiggling.
Yeah.
There is two buttons at the one end of it, and then in the middle we've got like a rounded semicircle which moves. It's definitely a hollow plastic.
Yeah, it is.
And I think I know what this one is. I think it's a computer mouse.
It is. Good job. All right.
So it's very tiny. Smooth. And it sounds very hollow, so that has to be a plastic.
Yeah.
But then again, on this side, there's very dense, sharp bristles.
Do you think the bristles are made of plastic or horsehair?
I'll say like synthetic hair, so still plastic but hair-like, to make them feel and look like hair. It's smaller than a normal brush you'd see, so it's definitely got to be a brush, but maybe like a scrubber.
Good job. It is. Thank you. All right, so the next item is coming.
Okay, so just off sounds, it definitely feels hollow, but it's not plastic because of the feel. It seems like there's a outer layer or like a coating on it. It's a little bit squishy, but the rattle must be coming from a zip.
Yeah, you can open it.
So there's definitely a zip. And
check the inner layer too.
It only opens halfway.
Yeah.
But on the inside, it's almost fleece lined, so possibly a velvet material.
Good job.
So just by the shape, the way it opens, and the surfaces, I feel like this would be some kind of like coin purse.
Yeah, good job. It is. It is just a small purse. All right, the next thing.
Okay, so straight away I'm noticing this one moves in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
It stretches. It has individual springs.
Yeah.
And it's extremely stretchy. There's no actual structure to it.
Yeah.
This sounds quite plasticky, and especially the way it is so movable and it is like curved.
Yeah.
It's probably some kind of plastic. But just by the way it moves and the way it's like all connected,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a slinky, like the toy.
Yes, it is. All right. The last few items are coming.
So it's harder. It sounds hollow again.
Mm-hmm.
But by how smooth and almost shiny it feels, it's not plastic.
Good.
So I think it's like the ceramic again.
Mm-hmm.
Or china.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
But the shape of it. Got some stumps at the end.
Yeah.
And there's a shorter one there. And at the front, so that's 4. So with a bit of a rounded, it's some kind of creature again.
Yeah. And that bit, what it could
That's curved, and the way it's curving.
Mm-hmm.
See, that on its own would feel like a snake, but whether it's got a body and some legs, I'd say it's a trunk, so it's a little elephant, like an ornament.
Mm-hmm. Good. It is. Can give it back. Thank you. All right.
So the shape of this one is quite unusual. It's almost like there's 3 parts to it, all in different size and shape.
Very good.
This one feels very rectangular. Still fairly smooth with a button.
Yep.
And then we've got another bit, which is a smaller, so more of a square than a rectangle, that's still connected, they don't come apart. And then at the top, we've got a different shape.
Good job.
It's not circular, but it's not square. There's some kind of detail into the edge. And at the top, we've got some spikes, which feel very cold to touch, so it seems quite metal, but then this bit is plastic.
That's true. Correct.
Doesn't feel like an artificial plant. There's 3 spikes. I'm not sure what that one is.
All right, this one is just a plug.
Okay.
Okay, the next item.
So it's got a bit of weight to it. It's very squishy, unmovable. There's no real structure to it. It will go wherever you want it to. It sounds a bit sticky, and it's given off the silicone kind.
Yeah.
Can't feel anything inside of it, so there's not a rattle or anything inside. So I think it's just got like a liquid inside or something for a stress ball.
Yes, it is. All right. And the next item.
Okay. So the shape of it. Got a slightly square bit here, and then it elongates into a kind of handle again. On both sides, we've got almost some kind of velvet. They're not bristles, they're not sharp, it's just like a rough, scratchy kind of surface.
Yeah.
And then got some plastic. I think this, by the shape of it, it's got to be some kind of brush. But then where it's not bristly or spiky, I don't know what it would do.
That's a lint roller kind of stuff.
Okay.
Lint remover. Okay, the last thing is coming.
Okay. It's not really hollow, and it definitely doesn't feel like there could be something inside. It seems just like a single object. So there's no compartments. You've got on the sides, we've got some movable bits. It's definitely, by the sound of it and how light it is, it's definitely some just plastic.
Yeah.
And they move. But the actual shape of it, it's very circular and smooth. But then when you get here, is like a dome.
Yes.
But because of the structure and how they move and the shape, I just think it's a pair of sunglasses.
It is. All right, now you can remove your blindfold. I didn't notice any changes in your sensory, and I think it's all fine. You could guess all the materials, literally everything, every single details. So I would say just come back in 6 months and we will check it again. And if we notice any changes, we can start to work on it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.